Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Pyrography for Beginners and Beyond. And we're having a look at the second part of this helmet of creating dome-like shapes and the fear and the difficulty of creating this sort of art, these shapes. It's a real challenge. It's been a real challenge for me. I've spent several hours trying to find these shading tones and make this look, you know, like it's got a bit more depth and dimension. So I just wanted to have a little brief chat about video 1 of creating the helmet, and we'll just have a little talk about things and see where we go. Now what I've been trying to do with this helmet is I'm trying to find the point where I can push areas back and bring areas forward, you know, to give that sort of like depth and three-dimensional look to the helmet. There are certain points that you need to look for. Obviously, you know, the furthest away points, you want to try and make those darker than the nearest points to give it the illusion that it is further back. You know, it's deeper back. It's quite a tricky thing to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to master it on this particular helmet, but we'll give it a go. So I've been darkening up. I've been trying to find highlight spots, you know, to give that shape. I've just been dabbling away, just shading, just trying to learn, basically. You know, that's all the journey is. I'm not by any means a master pyrographer. I would never say I'm a master pyrographer. I'm just a student who I've got a lot of patience, and I can sit there for many hours playing about, trying to find ways of creating art. And that's all our journeys, isn't it? We all sit there, we all practice, we all get into like a sort of a meditative state, if you like. I know I do. I get into, when I go into the zone, I'm in like a sort of meditation, and I'm just trying to express the creative part of my brain through my hand, through my art, and learn and sit in the quiet. That's one of the beauties of creating any art form, is we learn to sit in the quiet of our own minds, and well, we can pretty much empty our minds of all the thoughts and worries, you know, of our lives, the lives of this physical reality that we're living on, you know, where everybody has these money worries, these health issues, you know, whatever issue you've got going on in your life, we all have them. I've had many such issues, and I know for me personally, art has been a great release. I can sit and just empty my mind of all the worries and cares of this life, this journey, and just be. And that is one of the magical things with any art form, is just being present in that moment. That is the greatest gift art can give us, is actually sitting there present. You know, a lot of us, one thing I've learnt through my journey of life to date is just live in the moment, because there is no tomorrow, there is no future, if you like. You know, all that exists is here and now. And through our art, we can sit there and just be in the here and now. You know, we just sat there with our pens, searching for shapes, shades, and different looks, and trying to create cool pieces of art, aren't we? We're all searching for that hallelujah piece. You know, the one piece I always say, wow, I nailed that one. You know, that's fantastic. I don't know if we'll ever get there in our own minds, because a lot of us, I know me personally, my ego would not let me say, wow, you've done amazing there, to myself. You know, I'm just a trier who, I don't see any of my art as amazing. I just practice. And I just love to share some of the thoughts and things that go through my mind while I'm creating art. And I hope to share them with other people who have discovered this magical art form of pyrography and really want to delve deeper into it. You know, you found a real passion for what you do. You know, the first time I picked up a pyrography pen, it was like a wow moment. I was like, wow, look what you can do with these pens. Look what you can, look at the effect it does when you know, shade the wood. I was really taken by it, and it gripped me. And I went on this massive long journey of over 4 years of just wood burning constantly, studying. You know, I had no art background whatsoever, and you just teach yourself. But there's things that we can all use in our own journey with art. And it's just things I like to share with people about what the creative mind should be thinking about, you know, as you're creating that art, and how shading can speak volumes. You know, it can really add like depth and a wow factor to your art. So what I'm trying to do at the minute is I'm looking at trying to really dial this nose area in, if you like, because I know there is like a bridge going up here, but I need to leave a highlight there to show the bridge, because there would be like a ray of light, wouldn't there? There'd be a highlight in the middle before it tails off to the other side. So they're little things that you're looking to try and find and search them out. Another key thing, which I always mention with art, is the Daryl Tank message, the clean edge to value, which is it's a wonderful expression. Basically, what it means is everything. This helmet, for example, would have a perfectly clean edge to it, wouldn't it? You know, because it's rounded. Like you think of a motorbike helmet in real life, it's not all fuzzy and all wavy and everything. It's perfectly clean edged, and that is something we need to strive for with our art, is getting that clean edge to value, shaping everything perfectly, you know, with a sharp edge to it. Some people may say, well, you're outlining. It is outlining in a sense, but it isn't, because everything has an outline. But it's the way we show that outline, how we blend that outline in. You know, I've put a dark outline there on the back of the helmet, but I then need to blend how that outline then, you know, morphs into the rest of the object. So back here, what I'm looking to do is try and get that clean edge to value, and I know back here it has to be darker to push that area back, but it also, the dome is coming in, isn't it? You know, this dome shape is coming up to the top of the head. It's like sort of wrapping round, isn't it? If you think about where it's going off on the other side, then it's coming up and over. And so my strokes and my shading is trying to capture that curvature, you know, as it's tailing off round the other side of the helmet that we can't see. But then on the horizon of the helmet that we do see, there is a great deal of very subtle different shading tones. And we search and we strive to find them. Whether we find them or not is a different matter. Quite often I won't find them. And I will give it everything, you know. I could sit and do this helmet for a week to try and make it look as good as possible, because I have the patience and the passion and the drive to do that. I don't need instant gratification, if you like. That's a great word that I like to use. Instant gratification. If you want to create what people may class as superb art, there are some superb artists in the Pyrography group that I'm very blessed to administrate, which is Pyrography for Beginners and Beyond by Flames Pyro Art. And I'm going to mention this lady's name, and I know she may get a little embarrassed because she doesn't see herself as a phenomenal artist because she has no ego, which is another wonderful thing with this lady. Sally Finn is her name. Check her out in the Pyrography group that I run, and her art is absolutely beautiful. She captures depth and shape so well. She truly is a magnificent artist. And Sally, I'm sure she would tell you herself, she doesn't knock these pieces out in a couple of hours. Well, if she does, she is extremely talented. But it's a journey, you know. She takes the time, she enjoys what she's doing, and she really studies those subtle differences in shading and stuff. You know, she's really took it to the next level in her own journey. There are other fantastic pyrographers as well in the group, but Sally is a good friend of mine, and I do like to reference Sally because I've seen her journey evolve through the last couple of years, and she has really gone to a whole new level with her art. So everybody and anybody that is listening to this, you can create phenomenal art if you have the passion to do so. Everybody can learn. I had no art, like I said, no art background whatsoever, just through passion for what I was doing, I just started trying harder and harder, you know, studying more, practicing all the time, trying to understand how we can make things look more three-dimensional, how we can give things greater depth and make them not look flat, which to me is one of my personal journeys, is to try and create art that has great dimension and depth to it. I'm not there yet, but I will keep practicing. This technique I'm using now for maybe the beginners who may be watching this video is called layering, where you go over an area over and over and over again, and you just keep layering up heat and shading on it, and eventually you will begin to push that heat so deep into the wood on a nice blending without having your heat setting too high. You will begin to create that depth, because you will find that darker tone, but you'll find the darker tone in a way where it blends smoothly and seamlessly into the rest of the piece of art you're doing. If I was to crank this unit up now to 5, 6, have this pen glowing hot, and I touch down, I would get such a dark burn stroke that it would be impossible for me to layer and blend. I just couldn't do it. The heat would be too high, and unless I was super skilled at working at high heats, I just wouldn't be able to capture the shading that I'm looking for. So that is a great lesson for all new pyrographers. Learn patience, turn that heat down, and study. You know, just play around, just study different shades, see how you can create things that look like they are sat further back than something nearer to the eye. When I first discovered shading and depth perception, I was looking at everything, like even a simple flower. I had this thing for flowers for a while, and I would look at the very subtle and beautiful shading variances in the petals, and how, you know, when I looked at this flower, how it had its depth and everything to it, I would look at all those magnificent, very subtle shading tones, and everything I was looking at, I would look at how the light was reflecting differently off different areas. You know how you would have your darker spots, your highlight areas. I started really getting into that for a while. That was a bit of a strange journey I went on, but I went on it. And maybe it's something for you to look at. Just next time you, I don't know, look at a bunch of flowers, whatever it is that you have, just look at how the light reacts differently to give us that three-dimensional image in our mind's eye. Sorry, I'm spinning this board around a lot. I'm trying to keep you on the camera because you have to work at different angles when you're trying to create something with these rounded shapes. Are very difficult to capture. Well, they are for me. I really struggle with them. It takes me a great deal of time to try and unlock how the shading should be. Like for example here, this part is going to angle round, isn't it? It's going to angle on this sort of angle, isn't it? You know, so I need to try and search out the angle, but then I need to leave a highlight spot to show that there is, you know, a level above. This is coming from the depth round the back, wrapping round, and there's a highlight spot which lifts it up, if you like. So I'm not going to be able to finish this helmet on a video, unfortunately. It's just going to take me too long, because I'm going to have to go deep within my own mind and really study this to try and create this helmet. See these clean edges to value, so that A wouldn't be blurry at all, it would be so sharp, but it's also on a curve, isn't it, going round the helmet, you know, as it comes up. So I'm trying to reflect that as well. I'm also trying to wrap this area round. I'm going to have to darken that shield off some more, probably. But always try and work your shading in the direction that you feel the object is moving in. It's no good if I'm trying to show a curvature of this. It's no good me shading up. I need to shade on the angle that it is going in, and that way you can then search out the correct shading. I hope you're all well today anyway. Sat in the UK, in the northwest of England, and it is now August, and we have had no summer whatsoever. We had 1 week I went on a off-grid survival course, because I want to, in my personal journey of life, I want to live off the grid. I want to live free. I want to create my own solar energy. I want to build my own log cabin, live with nature, and just create art and live a simple life. And the weather at the minute has not been letting me get out into my wild camping, because I love going wild camping, sitting in the woods, listening to all the birds singing and sitting amongst the trees. You know, that enriches my soul, if you like. That's part of the journey I want to go on with my life. So let's hope and pray we get some nice weather. I don't know what part of the world you're all in. Some of you may be in America, and I have a good friend in America, Walt, who tells me you've had some very unusual patterns at the moment in your country. There's been a great deal of rain where you're not used to having these torrential rains, so there's definitely a shift in the weather, whether it's a global warming issue, man-made, like they say, or if it's just peaks and troughs throughout the millennia. You know, that's what I personally believe. Through history, there is patterns of weather. Whether man-made or not, these patterns are going to come. I don't even know what I was waffling on about there, about the weather and living off grid. But imagine a life where you have no electricity bills, you have no water bills, and you just live completely free from all worries, and you can just be present in yourself. As some of you may know, I am a spiritual, we call ourselves spiritualists. It's not a religion, it's living a spiritual life, which basically means from a young age I always had this question: why am I here? What's the purpose to this existence? Is there something beyond this existence? You know, surely we don't just come here, live, die, and that's the end of everything. I want to know if there was something greater, something beyond. And I went on a crazy journey into spiritualism and living a spiritual life and trying to be kind to others, you know, do good deeds for others. I'm a very giving, caring person these days, you know, as I evolved in my own journey of what I perceive life to be about. And that's one of the reasons why I like to make these videos. I just love to give, and I don't know if any of my videos help people, because I don't receive any comments as such on the videos, so I don't know if they're rubbish or if they do help people. Hopefully some of the things I discuss do help people who are ready to receive, you know, the next level with their art. They want to take it further. I will be moving on to another subject matter very soon. I haven't decided yet what that is going to be. If anybody who is listening, anybody who listens to my channel, and they have something that they struggle with and would like to look at in greater detail, I'm more than happy to go with that theme. So you can say, I would like to look into blah de blah, and we will look into that together. And I will try and explain a little bit about how I would go about doing that. This is a little bit of the skin that's going to be underneath that, and I will need to put in. Let's see how long I've been waffling at you all for. Sorry, let me just check the camera because I can't see very well. I think it's over half an hour already. I'm going to go for another 10 minutes and then I will cut the video. Swing this back round. I know I've still got the reference picture over there, but I feel like I've ditched the reference picture now, and now I'm searching for the shape. Them highlights are very key. You must leave highlights. as those highlights are what lifts the particular part of the art that you're doing. That's what gives it a lift, is that highlight. Think about how that wraps round and how the light would be slightly different. This is like a part of the helmet. This is like call it a metal vent sort of thing that he's got on the helmet. What I'll probably do once I've finished the piece, I'll just do one of the, what we call it, create a short, and I'll just show you the final product of hopefully some sort of success. So the key lessons of this, doing a helmet, look for those highlight spots, shade in the direction that you feel the object is moving in. You know, it's no good shading in an opposite direction. Shade that flow so you get that blend, you get that layering effect. You know, you find the shape. If you move with that shape, it will all of a sudden materialize, as long as you keep moving in the right direction. And basically just explore, just have fun. We may not succeed this time, but guess what? We haven't failed. We've just found one way not to do it. You know, there'll be certain things we'll take from it that were successful, but then there'll be other things where we'll think, right, we need to look at that again. We need to, you know, study it more. So it's not never a failure as a piece of art. It's all a journey of learning and sitting and being, and as artists we're all very blessed that we can just sit and be. Sorry, I'm just gone quiet for a minute because I'm just trying to get into the zone and find these ways of giving shape. We've got this nostril that's going to come into play, so then we will be able to really tighten up this area. I mean, it looks a right mess at the moment, but I've got to blend up the bridge. But because it's such a small area, the blending is so, you know, narrow, if you like. There's not much room for maneuver. You can sometimes maybe use your micro skews and stuff if you're working on such a small area like that. I'm on my extra small space shader here and it feels too big for what I want to do. So if I do go that deep, I will get my micro skew out and just very gently just flick those bits of shading in with a very micro skew, which is a super fine tip pen. That's why a lot of these pyrography manufacturers, they create all these different pens to help us with different parts of a piece of art. You know, there's not often we will use the one pen for the whole thing. We will switch to several different pens on the piece. I'm very blessed that I won a competition from the Optima, and through Drawing with Fire with Valerie, I can't remember her surname, sorry, at the moment. I won a competition and won a couple of $100 worth of Optima pens, which was very much appreciated. I'm very grateful for them, and I do use them all the time. So if you haven't checked out the Optima wood burner, check it out. They're not as expensive as some of the, let's call them the big brand manufacturers, but the guy behind the Optima is very passionate about his chosen path in life, which is creating things for wood burners, and he really studies it, and you know, he's a real student. He's got a real passion for it, and his products are very high quality. They're not all singing and dancing, but they are top quality items. I just wanted to give the Optima wood burner a little mention today. I have got a lot of new foam grips that I should put on, you know, my foam grips get dirty because I use my pens a lot, so you have to excuse that. Okay, so I shall carry on working this helmet. Hopefully, just from what you've seen today, it may give you a few tips, pointers on your own journeys with these sort of items, where you're looking to find those spots where you can push the item back, and then you can lift the item up as well. And that's all done through the different shading tones and these highlights. Very subtle highlights. Okay, have fun with your pyrography, guys. I'm sorry I couldn't give you a really good tutorial on helmets. I do apologise sincerely. It's something that I'm going to have to, like I said, really study and work on to try and find that shape, and I could not put you through all the hours it's going to take me to try and unlock this mystery. So have fun, happy pyroing. Leave me a comment if there is a particular theme that you would like to look at, that maybe you're struggling with or you have a keen interest in, and we will explore it together. I'm more than happy to explore it together. I'm more than happy to work on pieces of art together with you. You know, I'll put a reference picture up and we will work them together. I've done that in the past with the group I run before some events in my life took me off the road of pyrography for a good 6 or 8 months. I had to leave my passion, but now I'm very much back and very much enjoying what I'm doing. Okay, take care everybody. Have a great evening, have a great day, have a great sleep, whatever time of day it is that you're watching this video, and much love to everybody. Okay, bye for now, and I will send you the picture of this finished Captain America, hopefully looking halfway decent. Fingers crossed. Okay, take care. Bye for now.